now let's talk about what things you should keep in mind when doing seva. So there are two main things that you should always have in mind when you are doing any type of seva, whether it be tan, man, or dhan. And the first one of these is bhav, and bhav is sort of like it's sort of like passion slash like compassion for Maharaj. So you should always have Maharaj in mind when you're doing seva. You should always have bhav of Maharaj, because without bhav, you lose your motivation. Without the passion that you have for Maharaj, you lose your motivation to do that seva, and that can lead to you stopping the seva as a whole. So as an example, I know some of you are in college and some of you are close to in college. And in college, you have to you pick a major that you want to focus on and study. And so let's say you picked one major and you're doing that for 1 or 2 years, but then you realize that you don't have the passion to pursue that major, and you don't have the passion to pursue a job in that field. So then when this happens, you lose all your motivation for doing the work for that major, and oftentimes you will switch your majors. So this is what happens when you don't have this is you can take this example and transfer it to when you're doing seva as well. When you don't have bhav or passion when you're doing seva, you lose your motivation, and that will and ultimately the seva will be discarded in some way. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, whoever with loving decision offers unto me a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or water, I affectionately accept that devotional offering from that pure-hearted being. So here, Maharaj is talking about how no matter what the satsangi offers to Maharaj, whether it be something small like a leaf or a flower, if they are offering it from a pure heart, Maharaj will affectionately and unconditionally accept that offering. And this applies to actions as well, such as seva. So any seva that you do from a pure heart, whether that be the smallest things, just like picking up a piece of trash, or even the biggest thing, that's starting like a entire charity, any of these things, if you have a pure heart, Maharaj will affectionately and unconditionally accept that offering to him. So that's a very important thing to always keep in mind when doing seva, which is bhav. And so the second thing you should keep in mind when doing seva is the niyam of that seva, that regarding that seva. So keep in mind the proper process of doing any seva, and that you are doing it ultimately, you're doing it for Maharaj. So as an example, let's say you go to mandir and you are doing seva there by sweeping the mandir floors. And if you're doing that, don't try and cut corners just to be finished faster. Don't try and say you know that there is this certain place at mandir where not many people go. So you have this mindset that, since not many people go there, I don't have to clean it as well, or I don't have to clean it at all. If you have that type, don't have that type of mindset, and take the time to correctly sweep each and every part of the mandir, and make sure that there are no parts that have that there are no spots that haven't been swept. And the reason for this is that if you're following the correct niyams of the seva and you are minding the proper process of it, that gives you the full benefits and fard of that seva. And this leads to these benefits include punya, which is what leads us to akshardham. So this is very important. When you don't have the proper niyam or process, you may not get that full benefit or fard of doing that seva, and which could lead to not getting the full punya that that you could have gotten if you just kept the niyams in mind and had the proper process.